game? Yeah, you want to watch
Yeah,
them?
we can just go watch into the game. Oh boy, base
All right,
11.
round one. Let's go.
Well, this set has some really strong players in it, like Winsor, Centurion, Tia, Omega, Splitter. What do you think are like the main strategies here? Like the best ones?
Well, Tia is obviously going to be a factor at some point. You don't even have to get an Animus for it because there's Flame Animus. Flame Animus actually there could be used for getting a lot of units out without getting an Animus. Windsor, Tia, and Centurion only cost 1 red, so I think Flame Animus is going to be pretty important. I don't see any reason why players won't go for Centurion. It's the
Yeah,
strongest absorber in the set, and it's just one of the highest value units in the game. So, and there's no like freeze to counter it, right? So I
yeah,
think both players going to be going for Centurion. One or both players going to get a Tia at some point, but you're not going to be able to rush Tia in this set because of the amount of absorb here.
yeah.
So for your main attackers, there's Isochronus, there's Sentinel. Oh, Chronofilter. There's also Chronofilter, which helps get out
Yeah,
your Centurion and the Windsor.
I
In
was going to
addition,
mention it.
in addition to Flame Animus. So for main attackers, Isochronus and Sentinel and Omega Splitter
Hmm. Seems
seem
good, yes.
seem to be the main ones. Nothing super efficient there. Sentinel's a good defensive unit. You're not going to be able to just spam Sentinels for all your damage, though. I think actually Omegas are the most efficient spammable attacker in this set.
Yeah. So
So
it seems like Lightning is going for the Windsor here already, though. I wonder how Sven is going to respond to this. You
um,
think?
yeah, Lightning seems like he's setting up for a Windsor here. Sven has been storing up green. He could go for a big ISO turn. He's getting second Blast Forge this turn. I don't know what that's for. Maybe he's getting his own Windsor, I guess. So yeah, it looks like they're each going to get Windsor.
Do you think Sven could possibly go for Centurion here, or is that too early for Centurion?
It's too early, I think, against 3 damage, considering Lightning is probably going to be getting Windsor here. So I think he can delay it 1 turn.
Hmm.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like it's gonna be really scary if Lightning can pull off Centurion the turn after, and then Tia the turn after on the turn that Windsor comes in. That seems like a very scary line that Lightning can go for, if he buys Conduit here, of course.
Um, yeah, if he buys a conduit right here, he can get Centurion and then Tia. Usually, Tia actually doesn't work that well with Windsor because, they both sacrifice your drones.
Hmm.
But he has enough drones that it might actually work. You might be able to get both.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like Sven. No, he's just messing with us. He has Windsor triple ISO. That looks beautiful. Oh, no, he's not. He's not going to get that though. They're both going for
I think he's going
Omegas.
for if I was Sven, I would probably be going for an big ISO turn next turn to sync up with the Windsor. Now, generally, the second Windsor I've bought like the half a turn behind the first one isn't actually very good. Do you think with the really high absorb and a lot of defense in this set, it's not that big of a problem?
I think that the higher each player's econ is, the less it matters who gets Windsor first.
Hmm.
Although there's no good counters to Windsor in this set. There's no like Infusion Grid or Cauterizer, those really good units that you can buy the turn before to set up your defense a turn
Hmm.
early. There's just the Matrix and Centurion. No,
Yeah.
and there's also not that great of prompt defense. There's no like Polywall, Aegis, or um, Plexosa. So
There is the 4 HP force field with Tia, but I don't think either I don't think either
yeah.
player is gonna go for that.
So do you think
Uh,
you think these players are going to have a lot of trouble defending this first Windsor attack?
I think Sven is actually going to have a lot of trouble here. He bought another Blast Forge, but this turn he actually wants to go Centurion, since Lightning is actually threatening 6 damage, correct? In which case, the third Blast Forge just seems not that good. Like,
Um,
getting out Omega,
yeah, I agree. Centurion would be it's a really good time for Centurion right here since it's against 6 damage.
and then next turn you also have to prepare so much defense, and you don't want your Omega to be standing behind as the Absorber. You'd rather want Centurion, but like next turn you won't be able to buy Centurion because you won't have enough defense prepared.
Yeah. Well, he's got extra. He doesn't need a force field right here. It seems like a small
Yeah,
error. He's got enough defense. It looks like with triple blast forge, he'll be able to wall plus energy matrix, get a couple of force fields. So it looks like he will survive it. Um, no one has time. Oh, Lightning actually has enough to Tia right here. So I guess that's going to be the big question is
well,
if he goes for
question is,
Tia
do
right
you
here.
go Theo or Centurion? Both are very good options.
Um,
Like, if you go Centurion, you can attack with Omega, kill an extra engineer, which isn't that big a deal, but it allows you to defend next turn much easier when the Windsor actually fires. So, we'll see. Tia does put an insane amount of pressure on Sven, however. It's a very
Yeah,
interesting
I
dynamic.
think I think that's what he's really thinking about here is the Tia. He's probably going to try and count up how much defense Sven can easily put up, and if that defense is really awkward for him with the Tia, then he's going to end up buying a Tia here.
Mhm. I think the problem with Tia, however, is that after the turn that Windsor is firing, you only have 13 or so damage, and with Centurion out, that's only what 8 damage that
Yeah, it's only
8
8
defense that
damage,
he
so
has
you
to.
just buy energy matrix plus wall each turn,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna end up with a lot less drones than your opponent.
Mhm.
So it is a very risky play. So he's gonna go for Centurion. What do you think about the Centurion against only 3 damage here?
I don't think like I think like Centurion here is fine because next turn the chance that you can actually buy Centurion while blocking for Windsor is so low that getting one slightly preemptively is correct. Like unless this turn you go for Energy Matrix or something to absorb the 3 damage, in which case Centurion is still better because it at least gives you the 2 damage, correct? At least that's my thought on it. It seems like Sven isn't actually going to have much trouble defending this. However, his own damage is only 18, if I'm reading this correctly. 20 with the Centurion. Doesn't seem like it's
Um,
quite as strong as Lightning's Windsor.
yeah, his damage is only at 19 with that Pixie, so it's gonna be not too hard to defend either of these. That's kind of just what happens when you get Windsor with like when you rush out Windsor in a high econ game. It's not
Mhm.
as hard to defend. Um,
So, do you think that Lightning even uses his Windsor here? I don't think using it is actually correct, but
I agree that it's probably not very good to swing with Windsor here. It's only gonna kill defense. It's not gonna kill anything that produces anything except the engineers that produce energy, but that's not really important. Um, and really, what you gain out of using it right here is that you get a swing with it again in 3 turns, but you're going to be underdroned for those 3 turns. You're probably going to be wasting a lot of tech, so it's a high
mhm.
price to pay.
It already looks like Lightning is so far behind in economy here that using Windsor first might just result in Sven not fighting Windsor for another 3, 4, 5 more turns, and just winning through having much higher economy. Seeing as there's a lot of defense in this set, like Sentinels are a defense in 4 turns. There's Energy Matrix for additional wall supply, and with the amount of drones that both players have bought, there's going to be a lot of force fields. So